So, Ginger.
Yeah?
You know how we wanted to start a podcast, but we were having trouble coming up with a topic?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my pitch. The topic of the podcast is us trying to come up with the topic for the podcast.
What, like we pitch each other podcast ideas and that's the podcast?
Yeah, exactly. We could call it, What Should Our Podcast Be About?
Miles, that's really stupid. Let's do it.
What should this song be about? I'm trying to figure it out. What should this song be about? Could you perhaps help me out? I've had a moment of doubt. What should this song be about? Welcome to What Should Our Podcast Be About? The podcast where we try to figure out what this podcast that you're listening to right now should be about. I'm Miles Grover.
And I'm Ginger Barham.
I have a couple of updates, corrections from last time.
No.
Well, I do, though.
Okay, fine. I guess it's all right.
So we talked about flying snakes, if you recall, and I said that maybe they live in South America or Australia. Both of those were wrong. They live in Southeast Asia. So
only Southeast Asia?
As far as I know, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're probably in zoos maybe or something, other places.
I still don't want to go to Australia.
Okay. Well, I kind of want to go to Australia, but...
Okay. Well, maybe. I guess at least they don't have flying snakes.
As far as we know.
As far as we know.
I have an update as far as what boom slang means.
Okay.
It's actually very boring. It turns out that boom means tree and slang means snake. It's just a tree snake in Dutch or Afrikaans.
Oh, okay.
So
if I see a snake in a tree, I can call it a boom slang.
Yeah, it's probably not pronounced that way in Dutch or whatever, but who cares? I mean, besides Dutch people, probably.
Besides Dutch people.
One other thing, and you're not going to like this, but you still do not know how to say anthropomorphize.
What?
It's not anthropomorphize, which is
I
what
did
you
say anthropomorphize. I said anthropomorph. Okay, maybe I said that.
You definitely did. And that's okay. It's cute. I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows that Ginger doesn't know how to say anthropomorphize.
Never correct me again.
That's all I got as far as those kinds of things go. Should we start doing podcast ideas, the thing that this podcast is about?
I guess we could do that.
Okay, so my first idea this week is called Distill the Jam, and it is kind of like Punch Up the Jam, which is a podcast that we've talked about before, or was a podcast. I guess it's not really still going, but it was a podcast where they would analyze a song and then try to come up with a better version, better in quotation marks maybe, but, funny, sort of a Weird Al-ish kind of thing, I guess, a lot of times. Anyway, this idea is not that. It is instead, we try to take a song and distill it down to its to one thing that it's about. And I got this idea because I frequently will get the YMCA song stuck in my head, except what actually gets stuck in my head goes a little something like this. Young men, do, I said young men, do, I said young men, do, I said young men, young men, young men. And that's kind of what gets stuck in my head.
So you're saying you don't know the song?
I do know the song, but that's what gets stuck in. Well, I know some parts of this. I don't know the whole song, but I know enough to know that it's not just that.
Yeah.
But I guess my brain thinks that that's funny. That's just all they're saying is young men. And so that's kind of the idea. We would take songs and just distill them down to one thing, I guess.
So that song is about young men.
Yeah. I mean, which I think is pretty fair. Those are the words in parts of it. Or actually, I think it might be technically young man, actually, because I did look up the lyrics at some point. But
so it'd just be analyzing lyrics, basically. But
I guess. I don't know. It's not the most well-formed idea, but I thought it might be funny. So I brought it to the podcast.
Okay. Do you have another song that you would like to talk about?
I don't have another song. I just have young men over and over again, basically.
Running through your head. You just have young men running through your head.
All day,
all
night.
Every day.
But I'm going to say, based on your reception of this idea, that it's not going over super well so far.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just not sure where to go with it, I guess. Because that one's easy. But I feel like most songs are going to be way more complicated to distill down to a singular thing. And I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess, analyzing lyrics could be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be funny. It depends on the song, probably.
Sure. I mean, we could a few, sometime in the past recently, we talked about your misheard lyrics for the Let the Bodies Hit the Floor song.
Yes.
So I don't know, maybe that song. I literally don't know any other words to that song other than those
either.
ones.
And apparently I didn't even know the ones I thought I knew.
It could be that song really is about leaving some bodies on the boat. Right, but and that could be what we distill it down to, but
it should be. I had an idea in a similar vein,
okay,
which doesn't have a title yet, but as you know, I take Rory to story time twice a week, and I also watch a lot of Miss Rachel.
Sure.
And one thing that you see a lot of is kids' songs. They're always to the same 3 or 4 tunes,
right.
Like Row Row Your Boat,
Frere
Jacques. Trying to think of some others, but Frere Jacques is a big one.
Yeah, a lot of them are Frere Frere Jacques. Or Mary Had a Little Lamb, or Baba Black Sheep, or
Twinkle
whatever.
Twinkle Little Star, which I think is Mary Had a Little Lamb, right?
It's Baba Black Sheep.
Right.
Not like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, Little Star.
Baba Black Sheep is the one I was thinking about.
Yeah.
I knew there was a sheep in there.
There's a sheep one.
Anyway, it would be a podcast where we write new kids songs to the tunes of those songs.
Okay, new kids songs. So what would be different about these than every other kid song?
Well, we would write them.
Okay. I'm just asking, what do you mean? What kind of stuff would we?
Oh, I hadn't thought that far.
Oh, so you didn't have any particular kinds of songs you would want to sing? Is there
I just thought it would be kind of fun to. Okay, let's write a song about a zebra to the tune of Frere Jacques.
Okay, so just kind of random stuff.
Yeah.
There's a zebra. There's a zebra
there
over
he
there.
Is. There
Over
he
there.
is.
Yeah. And we could sing different versions. That would be good. Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing why Frere Jacques is used so much.
It's pretty easy to stick stuff into, yeah.
Frere Jacques is very, very offended by what you just said.
Well, I don't know. He's French. He might be into it. It is kind of interesting because French does have a pretty different sort of syllable structure and way of stressing words than English does. But that song's obviously, well, I guess, as far as I know, the original is Frere Jacques, the French song, but it works pretty well for lots of stuff in English.
Yeah. Well, in English, I feel like the first one that you learn in English is "Are you sleeping, Brother John?" which is just the translation, right?
Yeah. Well, I feel like I learned Frere Jacques before I learned the translation version.
I feel like it was both. We did them in a round, and you would start out singing Frere Jacques and then move to "Are you sleeping?"
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think we did that in my school or anything, but I'm sure that makes sense.
I'm sure it was standard. Everyone knows that that's standard.
Oh, okay. That's standard curriculum in all schools.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Guess I just don't remember that. A podcast about what things that should be standard curricula in all schools.
I feel like I'm just starting to think because it's what you say there is going to depend on what grade you're talking about. Really,
that's true.
Right?
That's true. And all schools probably should only be, I don't know, schools that speak the same language as us, at least to some extent. Obviously, math and stuff should be in every school pretty much.
Frere Jacques should be taught in French and English and in Spanish.
Interesting.
What do you think what is it in? Brother is Hermano,
what's Juan? Hermano Juan?
How do you say, "Are you sleeping"?
It's probably similar to dormez-vous. It's probably something like dormir, something along those lines, I would guess. But I don't know that. I don't think I've learned that in my Duolingo.
Hermano Juan.
It doesn't quite fit the meter.
But it's fun to sing.
It's pretty good, though. A podcast
Maybe
where
you have to do it in German, too.
Yeah, we just do Frere Jacques in a bunch of different languages. I'm sure it's been translated into different languages.
What would John be in German? Is brother? No.
Herr is like Mr., I think.
Okay.
I don't know what brother is in German. It's probably like Broder or something similar, maybe. And I don't know what's John. What would be a German for? It'd probably be like Jan. Jan, yeah, it'd be Jan. Yeah, or Johann maybe.
It's Bruder,
yeah.
Johannes,
yeah, okay, sure.
Bruder Johannes.
Also doesn't work super well.
Yeah, so that should be standard.
Yes, okay. back to the songs thing. Like, so we would just pick random stuff to sing songs about, like zebras and
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I just thought it could be. Or we just try to write kids songs.
yeah. I mean, who's the audience for this? Is it for kids?
Kids, yes.
Kids who are listening to our podcast, I guess.
Yes, it'll be a kid friendly podcast.
Yeah, a kid song podcast. Those probably, I'm sure those exist, right?
I just always kind of wonder where there's a lot of songs that I've learned taking Roy to story time that I had not heard as a kid, and I'm just like, where did these songs come from? Somebody just makes them up, I guess.
I guess so.
There's one that we do that's kind of like just a rhyme.
Okay.
That I really enjoy.
What's that one?
A hippopotamus got on the city bus. and all the people said, "You're squishing us." And you bounce your kid on your knee and then you squish them at the end.
Okay. It started out like I thought you were going to say a hip hop, a hip to the hip to the hip hop. But interesting.
There's quite a few that are just like little rhymes that you like bounce your kid on your knee to.
Right, sure. I imagine that some of these probably come from like, you know, like children's artists like, you know, Raffi or the Wiggles or who I don't pay any attention to. I don't know what songs
so
they've
let's
actually
be the
made.
next Raffi.
Okay. Do we need like a cool name for our like kids group that kids will think is cool?
Well, in order to be cool to kids, the age of kids that would be our demographic, I feel like you just got to be silly.
Right, sure.
Yeah, just as silly as possible. Like, we could be the Googly Wooglies.
The Googly Wooglies. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay.
One other rhyme that I did want to mention while I have the chance is one that we do quite often at story time, and it is a crowd favorite.
Okay.
Speaking of kids liking silly things.
Okay.
We just do there's like a hand pounding gesture, a wheels on the bus gesture.
Okay.
And then a throwing your hands back and like kind of throwing your body backwards kind of gesture.
Okay.
And the song goes, a ram sam sam, a ram sam sam, a gooly gooly gooly, and a ram sam sam, a Raffi, a gooly gooly gooly, and a ram sam sam. And I'm not kidding. It's one of the kids' favorite ones.
Yeah, you really can just do it, make up anything for these songs.
So I'm saying we could do it. It'd be easy.
I did kind of like our zebra song we were coming up with.
There's a zebra. Oh, no, wait. That's a different one.
Yeah.
Okay, London Bridges is also a good one.
London Bridge singular is also one.
Okay. I always call it London Bridges, and I know that's wrong.
Well, it's to be fair, the song is ambiguous. It would make sense either as London Bridge is falling down or London Bridges, plural, falling down, I guess. I think, you know, in reality, there's not multiple London bridges that are referred to as the London Bridge or whatever.
No. It's London Bridge is falling down. But I always hear it as
plausible
London.
to interpret it that way.
I mean, I know it's wrong.
Yeah.
I just don't think about it, and I just say it.
Yeah, the lady on Miss Rachel says that too, actually.
Yeah.
So it's obviously not just you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I mean, it's a children's song, and when I was a child, I'm sure I thought it was just multiple bridges.
Yeah, sure. There's a zebra over there, over there, over there. There's a zebra over there. Oh no, it died.
Wow, it got dark quick.
So we could, I mean, I see if we're doing this, you and I see things getting dark like that sometimes, at least.
Yeah.
Because that's our sense of humor somewhat.
Yeah. I mean, especially you, because you've told me like the versions of Miss Rachel songs that you sometimes get stuck in your head.
Sure.
I just get the regular ones stuck in my head.
Yeah, I've definitely got some of them stuck in my head with really weird words. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
I think that could be a fun idea.
That's something we could definitely explore more if we want to. I guess it's my turn for another idea. I had an idea called Top 5, and we just discuss what are the top 5 of literally anything. Top 5 kinds of squirrels. Top
5 friends, go.
Top 5 friends. You mean from the show Friends?
No.
So I'd say Ross, Phoebe, Joey, no in particular order.
No, from your friends.
Oh, I don't know if I have 5 friends.
Rank them.
I don't probably have 5 friends.
MySpace style.
Probably not that, but we could talk about the top 5 friends on the show Friends. How many friends are there on the show Friends?
I think there's 5.
I feel like there's either 5 or just a little bit more than 5. And it's funny either way, I feel like.
Just a little bit more than 5?
Well, 5, 6, or maybe 7. I don't know. How many are there? There's
Chandler,
Ross, Joey, Phoebe, Monica, Rachel.
Okay.
So yeah, 6.
So which one are you going to leave out?
Which one isn't in the top 5?
Ross, obviously.
Yeah, you're right. It's Ross. It's clearly Ross. I mean, all of them suck in some ways, but it's probably Ross.
Yeah,
I guess
it's definitely Ross.
Okay, but then we could also rank the other ones top, 1 to 5 or whatever.
Oh yeah. I mean, which your number 1?
My favorite was Chandler when I watched it. I don't know if I would find him as funny and amusing anymore as I did when I watched Friends, 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Whenever that was on. But Chandler was my favorite at the
I did
time.
enjoy Chandler. I would say Phoebe would probably still be my number 1.
Yeah, Phoebe was up there. Yeah.
So I think it'd go Phoebe Chandler.
Yeah, fair. That's fair. I'd probably put Joey in my bottom of my top 5
Yeah.
of the Friends. I feel like his shtick was just not that amusing to me most of the time.
Yeah. There was a certain lovable quality about him.
I guess, but
I think I think Rachel would be the bottom for me.
oh yeah, so Monica above Rachel.
I think mine would go Phoebe, Chandler, Joey, Monica, Rachel. Yeah.
Okay.
But Joey and Monica, I could switch those around and not really.
Sure. And then Ross is out of the top 5. That's fine. Yeah. I mean, I honestly, it's been a long time since I watched that show. I don't have that strong of opinions about it, but yeah. So, but the point is we could come up with the top 5 of literally anything.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And that could be pretty fun, right? Like top 5, kinds of frogs.
I like making lists. So.
And we could argue about, like which one's like slightly better than the other one or whatever. Top 5.
I don't know if I can name
movies.
5 frogs.
Yeah, we might have to look up some frogs, but that's fine. Right? And if it was like a long running podcast, obviously each episode could be about something and we could do a little bit of Googling about it beforehand, right? And we could also just do stuff we already have good ideas about, like, I don't know, top 5 Buffy episodes or something.
Ooh.
Top 5, it could be literally anything.
I like
right?
that.
So
I like this
fun.
idea.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun idea.
I think it's got some legs for sure.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I got one more.
Okay.
Given that it is almost the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
And I say this every year, and every year it's true. I've never wanted to celebrate the 4th of July less.
Right, sure.
So I started thinking about, could we come up with better holidays to replace the lame holidays? And I realized this would not be a long-running podcast because there's a limited amount of holidays.
Well, that's true. There's a limited amount of big holidays, but if you look at the calendar, basically every day that isn't one of the big holidays already, and even some that are, you can find somebody who's claimed it's like National Chocolate Ice Cream Day or National,
okay,
Bunion Day or something.
Yeah,
So I'm just saying we could,
but it would have limited lifespan.
We could keep coming up with better ones over time. I feel like we could get some legs out of that if we wanted to.
But could we come up with something to replace 4th of July? Could we come up with something to replace St. Patrick's Day?
Flag Day. President's Day. I guess it would get a little dicey when we start talking bagging on religious holidays.
Well, I feel like we're not gonna do like Christmas or Hanukkah.
Right.
We're gonna pick the really, really lame holidays.
At least to start with.
And I think 4th of July is a lame holiday.
Sure, yeah.
Sorry, if you're listening to this podcast, you hopefully agree with me.
I mean, patriotism is questionable at best, and our country is about as bad as it's ever been.
Yeah.
Right now. So, yeah.
I can't. It's hard for me to imagine anyone other than extreme right wingers being excited about the 4th of July.
Yeah, I mean, everybody gets excited about holidays just because it's like you're going to hang out with your friends, you're going to have work off, and you're going to have some hot dogs or whatever, right?
But people aren't decorating for 4th of July as much anymore. I've noticed.
But people do love fireworks also.
Yeah,
right. So it's like one of the.
I also hate fireworks.
I agree. I also don't particularly like fireworks at best. Right. Sometimes they're much worse than don't particularly like them.
Yeah.
But I mean, they can be kind of fun, right? And there's a certain some kind of merit to the joy in a child's eyes when they see big fireworks go off.
Yeah. I mean, I am excited for Rory to see them because.
Yes. There's something fun about some fireworks shows, right? But when everybody around you is lighting off M80s constantly or whatever.
Or you're like running home through like a fireworks show to
we
your
did that
apartment in Harlem.
In Harlem, yeah, that sucked a lot.
That was the worst. I was like, I'm literally going to get...
A hot spark landed on me. We were screaming at each other, couldn't even hear each other through it. It was a mistake. It was a mistake to go on a walk on the 4th of July, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's all it was. Like, we were like, let's go on a walk, right?
Yeah, we just went on a walk for a while, and by the time we came back, the street was like basically shut down for cars and just people lighting off those huge like strings of firecrackers. Anyway, that sucked. But point being, it's not a great holiday. So if we were gonna replace it or like have a different holiday instead, what kind of stuff would we celebrate?
Well, I meant to do some research ahead of time, but because I wanted to find out what other things have happened on the 4th of July.
Okay.
So I'm just going to Google really quickly just to see.
I think if we wanted to successfully replace it, which obviously it's not actually happening, like nothing's going to actually replace 4th of July for Americans until America's a very different place than it is now. But if we were going to try to successfully replace it, you would still have to be able to grill with your friends and have drinks and maybe even some fireworks.
Yeah. So some things that have happened on the 4th of July. In 1827, New York City abolished slavery.
On the 4th of July? Well,
on the 4th of July?
I guess. That's pretty cool.
What if we did something like, what if we replaced it with something really boring? Like, so July 4th, 1817, construction begins on the Erie Canal. How about the 4th of July is now Erie Canal Day?
Erie Canal Day? Well, if we don't want it to be successful, that's a pretty good idea.
We could have a Buey Walt Whitman Day.
Was he born on the 4th of July?
No, but he did publish the first edition of his poetry collection, Leaves of Grass.
Okay, so Walt freaking Whitman Day, perhaps.
Oh, wow. This Wikipedia has a whole entire list from pre-1600 till today.
Yeah, they have that for pretty much every day, I think.
Oh, okay.
Turns out things happen on pretty much every day throughout history.
Yeah. There was a massive heat wave in the northeastern United States that killed 380 people in 11 days.
That seems like something to celebrate.
The funeral of Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sophie takes place in Vienna 6 days after their assassinations in Sarajevo.
Okay, so it's like a celebration of the start of World War I?
Yeah, I guess that's not very good, is it? Rwanda genocide was ended. Okay,
that's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Probably should have ended a lot sooner, but you know.
I mean, ideally it wouldn't have started in the first place.
Yeah.
Genocides in general. We're gonna take the hard stance that we're against them.
Yeah.
On this podcast.
Yeah. Free Palestine.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know that any of these are necessarily the ticket to a better... I don't know if it has to be something that happened on that day, right? Like, it
Mars
could just...
Pathfinder landed on the surface of Mars.
Mars Pathfinder landed on the surface of Mars? Okay, that seems good, I guess.
Mars Day.
And
everybody eats Mars bars.
We already have the whole month of March to celebrate Mars.
Nobody is celebrating Mars all during the month of March.
Okay. Nobody's celebrating on the 4th of July either.
But they could be.
Well, I don't think so.
If you include chocolate in the holiday, people are going to be a lot more likely to celebrate it.
Okay, chocolate isn't a bad idea. Yeah. That's true. Although I don't know if I feel like it needs to be a grilling thing. It's a summer holiday. Maybe it's a day instead of going outside and grilling, it's a day where you hang out in an air-conditioned place. Maybe that would be a good replacement for me, at least.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think from the angle
like people already do that in the summer.
Yeah, but I mean, there would be some activity around something that would be specifically cool. And
so you're saying you would like to avoid backyard barbecues?
I don't particularly care about backyard barbecues. So, I mean, I like hot dogs and whatever, I guess, but...
I mean, I don't particularly care either because there's never anything I can eat at them.
Right. There's not a lot of vegetarian stuff.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to think of it in terms of if we wanted to get people on board with celebrating this instead of the 4th of July, it would need to be stuff that people want to do on that day. And it doesn't necessarily have to be something that happened on that day in history.
Is there a day that you don't want to eat chocolate bars?
Yeah, the day after I just ate a ton of chocolate bars, probably, sometimes.
So the day after Mars Day is what you're telling me?
All of March, I'm eating a ton of Mars bars because I celebrate old school.
should we pick an idea to talk more about? Do we want to talk more about this idea? Should we go through all of our ideas? And
Yeah, we probably should. Yeah, we can probably go through our ideas. So what do we have? We had Distill the Jam. We had
kids songs.
We had some tangents during kids songs about different kinds of kids songs, I guess. I don't totally remember now. We had
Top 5,
and we have this new holidays thing.
Yeah. I mean, I am leaning towards top 5. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, I think top 5 is probably the more fun one. Some of these other ones, I really do think that some weeks we should probably go back and look at some of our ideas we didn't use, because some of them are still pretty good. So like this holidays one could be fun. Some of the other ones could be fun.
Yeah. Well, I've got it in my list.
Yeah.
So
sure. Okay. So first thing we want to do if we want to talk about top 5 is pick a topic, a top 5 topic.
Top 5 topic.
So we've done the Friends from Friends. Top 5
horror movies.
Top 5 horror movies. Okay. I bet you have a list of those. I don't know if I do.
I don't know if I have a list in order.
Okay. Well,
I don't know if I've ever tried to do it in order.
We could put some candidates out there and then, see if we want to try to order them, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, my favorite horror movie is Cabin in the Woods.
I mean, Cabin in the Woods is on the list.
For sure.
And then I would say
you like Oculus a lot, right?
Oculus would be on the list.
Sinister, maybe?
Sinister would be on the list. It's hard to come up with top 5 because there's a lot of horror movies
there are.
The Descent would be on the list.
Okay.
How many is that?
I think they were up to 4.
So I only can do one more.
What's the one with the deaf girl? Hush? No.
Hush.
Is it called Hush?
It is called Hush. I don't know if I want to give that one my 5th spot.
What if we narrow it down? Top 5 Mike Flanagan things.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because I feel like this might be easier if we pick like more specific topics.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just true. Because I really like horror movies. So
yeah.
There's a lot of them coming to mind. And that's why I'm like just freezing up going, what?
Yeah.
I don't want to leave any out. Okay, so top 5 Mike Flanagan
joints.
Well, I think House of Usher has to be on the list.
House of Usher, maybe some of the other houses, Haunting on Hill House.
The Haunting of Hill House.
Hill House, whatever.
Oculus
is Mike Flanagan.
That's 3.
Hush is Mike Flanagan. Do we include that one on the list? Well, we can nominate it anyway.
Yeah.
Haunting of Blythe Manor. Midnight Mass.
And
also Midnight Society.
He did that Ouija board movie.
Oh, yeah. Which was fine.
Yeah. It
was pretty good.
It scared me.
It was pretty good for a movie advertising Milton Bradley's Ouija boards or whatever. Whoever makes those. But yeah.
It was well done. It did scare the crap out of me.
Yeah. It was fine. I thought it was fine. It was fairly scary, I guess.
I mean, I feel like number 1 is going to be between Oculus and House of Usher for me.
Okay. It occurs to me that like, although I like these things, I don't have strong opinions about like which is better than the others. And also I don't remember them all that well.
Oh, okay.
Like I've seen Oculus relatively recently, like we watched it fairly recently, and I somewhat remember Hush, and I probably couldn't tell you which like Haunting of Hill or Bly Manor, like which one of those is which.
Really?
Well, for some of the stuff, like which person, like, because a lot of them are the same actors in sometimes in similar roles or whatever, right? Like,
yeah.
Or even if they're not similar roles, it's like, oh, this person was in this one, but they played a different character than the character I'm thinking of, which is in the other one. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to mix them up in my memory, I guess is all I'm saying. So, like, I don't know. Maybe this isn't the best topic to stick on too long.
Okay. Well, could we at least pick the number 1?
I mean, I would say probably Oculus.
You would say Oculus over House of Usher?
Yeah, I liked House of Usher, but there was also stuff about it I didn't like that much.
Yeah.
Whereas Oculus is pretty much like, is pretty, I mean, it's not there's nothing wrong with it, but it's pretty tight, right?
Yeah.
Like it's pretty well honed.
It's a pretty perfect horror movie. Yeah.
It's pretty well honed, I would say.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was easy.
Okay.
Watch Oculus if you haven't watched Oculus.
Yeah.
It's got a pretty horrifying scene with Karen Gillan eating an apple.
It's got a few a number of horrifying scenes because it's a horror movie, but yeah, it's and a pretty good one.
That's one that like sticks in my head all the time.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we can move on, even though we can just keep talking about
If you have
horror.
more stuff to say about it, we can talk about it. But
I could talk about horror.
What's a silly thing to top 5?
Top 5 rodents.
Top 5 rodents? Okay, let's name some rodents.
Well, rats have got to be on there.
Rats, mice, Are squirrels rodents?
I think squirrels are rodents.
Now I need to, because I actually realize I'm not super clear on what exactly counts as a rodent. Probably things in the
Do
rodentia.
ferrets count as rodents?
No, they're mustelids. They're in the weasel family. Oh, capybaras. Capybaras are rodents.
Okay, so capybaras have got to be on the list.
Yep.
Chipmunks?
Probably. I feel like maybe.
Lower classifications. Okay. Chinchillas.
Interesting. Chinchillas. Okay.
Squirrels. Guinea pigs. Beavers.
Mice, rats, squirrels, prairie dogs, porcupines, beavers, guinea pigs, hamsters, rabbits. Oh, wait, no. Rabbits, hares, and pikas are lagomorphs. So they're not rodents.
Muskrats, murids, gophers, gerbils, lemmings.
So I would definitely say my top rodent is capybaras.
Okay.
And I would probably put beavers in there and porcupines somewhere in there.
What about the kangaroo rat?
Kangaroo rat or jerboas, which are two different kinds of things that are almost the same but not very closely related, I think.
I mean, just like, they're so cute.
I think jerboas are maybe a little cuter than kangaroo rats.
Are jerboas rodents? Because it didn't come up on here.
I'm not 100% sure, actually. They might be a different thing. Let's see. Family of rodents, yes.
Okay, well, it just didn't come up on this list. Let me see it. Oh, it is cute. It's got long ears.
Long ears. It's like a little bunny rat.
Okay,
kind of
jerboa edges out kangaroo rat.
I think they're very similar.
I mean,
But-
that's cuter.
Yeah.
That's cute. That's very cute. Okay, so capybaras and kangaroo, the jerboas.
Yeah.
Capybaras and jerboas definitely have to be on there.
Right. How do you feel about beavers? I
Eh.
don't love beavers, but I feel like they're iconic and interesting and should be on the list
Iconic.
maybe. Yeah. Right? Like there's
Well,
a
I feel like regular rats, just run-of-the-mill rats have to be on there too.
Yeah, but the thing, like, I guess what I was saying about iconic is like there's a bajillion things that are rats or are similar to rats or mice.
Yeah, but when I say rat, you know what you're picturing. Just a rat, just a rat.
No, I know. Yeah. I'm just saying like they're less iconic, I guess, because there's a lot of different kinds that are basically the same. They're diluted in the pool of
They are
imagery.
not less iconic. Do you know how many people have like bought things with a rat dragging a piece of pizza around in its mouth?
But I'm saying like a kangaroo rat isn't probably even really a rat. You know what I mean? But it's called a rat because rat is just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a sort
but
of
I'm
generic
talking
word
about-
for like little guys.
I'm saying a rat.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not saying they shouldn't be on the list, but I'm just saying like in terms of like a beaver or a porcupine, like they're like iconic and I feel like should belong on the list.
Okay,
because of
well,
that.
I think rats belong on the list.
Whereas rats maybe belong on the list because they're so
Amazing.
emblematic of rodentia, maybe.
They're wonderful, though. They are wonderful.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, are they more wonderful than lots of other little guys? I don't know.
They're very smart.
Yeah.
And they're great pets.
Yeah. Okay.
They got a bad rep.
They got huge testicles.
What?
If you have male rats, they have huge, like pets.
Yeah, I guess I only had. I guess I maybe have only had female
I don't know.
rats.
It's kind of awkward. I had a friend who had some rats, and it was like, huh, okay. They're just dragging those around all the time.
Huh. I
guess that's,
have no experience with that, I guess.
yeah.
Maybe both my rats were females.
What were your rats named? What colors were they? Or whatever?
I had a gray and white one. Her name was Maud.
Like Harold and Maude kind of Maud?
Yeah.
Okay. Not like Maud 60s fashion Maud.
No, like
Yeah.
Harold and Maud. Yeah. I don't remember what the one I had after her was, but she got very sick and she because rats don't live very
Yeah, they
long.
don't tend to live too long.
She went from fine to she had some kind of tumor that was that was messing with her in a way that she just started turning over in circles in her cage and just couldn't walk anymore.
Weird.
But she was wonderful.
Okay.
She would sit on my shoulder and nibble my ear.
That's pretty cute.
It was very cute.
Okay, so as far as top 5 rodents, we've got contenders, we've got rats, we've got
Jerboa.
capybaras, jerboas, porcupines, and beavers. I've suggested
Both porcupines and beavers.
they're candidates, right? They don't necessarily
Okay.
have to be on the list.
Okay.
That's 5 right there.
Yeah.
I feel like chipmunks should be in consideration.
I
maybe.
really think squirrels should be on there.
Squirrel. I think chipmunks technically are a type of squirrel, but either way,
Squirrels with the big bushy tails.
yeah.
I feel like like they're pretty iconic too.
Yeah, I suppose. I guess there's a mundaneness to rats and squirrels that makes me less drawn to them to be on the list, maybe. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's the only valid criteria.
I don't find squirrels to be mundane. I find them to be delightful.
Well, they're pretty much like definitionally mundane. I mean, like I see one like every day out in the backyard.
Yeah, well, that's
More
our
than
backyard squirrel.
Yeah, probably.
I
It's
love
one of
him.
the ones. It's the squirrel that brought us a ketchup packet.
We should name him, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's the same squirrel every time.
It's gotta be.
Why? There could be lots of squirrels that like to
No,
hang out.
because he's always running through our backyard.
The fact that there is a squirrel in our backyard doesn't prove that it's always
The same squirrel, and I will not hear otherwise.
Its squirrel did run into our driveway and leave a ketchup packet and then run away one day, though. At first I thought it was like a Taco Bell hot sauce packet, but then I picked it up and it was like
Ketchup packet.
Mr. Somebody's fancy ketchup. Like, I'm like, all right. Thanks.
That was the squirrel's ketchup
I
brand.
guess so. He's trying to get
promote.
his brand out there. Yeah, I guess so. It was empty, so I
He's a
didn't
brand
try it.
ambassador.
Okay, so
And you think squirrels are mundane.
I don't think that disproves it. But anyway, okay, so what does our list look
I
like?
mean, it was a pretty good marketing tactic, I think.
I guess so, except I don't remember what the brand was. It was red, which is not hard to come by in the ketchup packet.
Okay, maybe it wasn't a very good marketing strategy. Just leaving trash in someone's driveway
Probably
is probably
not.
not a very good marketing
Although
strategy.
for a squirrel, it's pretty good, I guess, if that's what he was trying to do.
I mean, he's doing his best.
Yeah, he's doing his best. Squirrels are also actually somewhat smart or clever, at least. Like we watched a couple of those videos on YouTube, like Mark Rober videos, where he like sets up squirrel obstacle courses in his backyard,
Yeah.
and they like always figure it out after a while.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fun. But
I think they're fun too because their like nervous system is like cranked up to 11.
yeah.
They're very adrenaline driven.
So squirrels, we like squirrels. Rats, we like rats. Capybaras, I feel like capybaras definitely are making it to this list. So the
Yes.
biggest rodent, they're very cute, and they have that look on their face all the time of like you're trying to get away with something, and I know what you did.
Yeah, I'm
Kinda
so tired of your shit.
Yeah, porcupines on the plus side talk like little cartoon characters.
Yeah, I kind of want them on the list just for that reason.
Like if you've never seen, I'm sure we've talked about it, but if you've never seen the video where like on YouTube where there's like a porcupine eating some pumpkins.
yeah,
and he's just
look
like,
it up.
like it literally sounds like a little squirrel or whatever in a cartoon. But on the negative side, they are covered in deadly spikes. Well, maybe not deadly, but spikes. Nasty
Counterpoint, it's the most fun animal to do in the Butts book when we're reading that book to Rory.
Because you like to poke him
Yeah.
when you
And
say
he loves
porcupine.
it. And you go poke, 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 poke.
Yeah, sure. But he wouldn't love it if he actually ran into a porcupine.
No. But chances of that are slim.
Yeah. Are hedgehogs rodents?
Oh, if they are, we're going to have some difficult decisions to make.
A hedgehog is a spiny mammal of the subfamily Erinacinae, but doesn't look like they're actually rodents.
Okay. Phew. Because I feel like we're already going to have to argue because you seem to like really want beaver on the list, but I really want the jerboa on the list.
I agree the jerboa should be on the list. So definitely on the list is capybaras and jerboas, probably rats, squirrels. Are squirrels and rats kind of overlapping to you at all? Like I feel like they're both kind of similar in terms of commonness
in that they both capture my heart. Yes.
Okay. But definitely capybaras, jerboas, maybe porcupines, maybe squirrels and rats. That would be 5 already.
Yeah.
Is that just our top 5? Because I feel like maybe we shouldn't get stuck on the same on one category too long.
Yeah, but are we going to try and put them in order? Or we're just going to,
I mean,
or that'll take too long.
I don't have a strong opinion besides capybaras are number 1 for me.
Capybaras are number 1 for you.
Yeah.
So should we both will say our number ones instead of like arguing over it.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is an idea we could actually expand upon in a full episode maybe, but just in the interest of getting through some.
I think rats would be number 1.
Number 1 for you
Yeah.
is rats. Okay. All right.
So should we do one more category before we wrap up?
Before we're done. Yeah, sure. So let's think about some good categories. I mean, I do like frogs, but we kind of already did little animals.
And we really would have to it would just be, I feel like for frogs, it would just be a matter of what frogs we happen
Which ones
to
we can
look up.
think of?
Yeah, because unless we wanted to do like top 5 fictional frogs.
Top 5 frogs that are characters kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
How many can you think of?
Well, we've got Kermit. We've got Michigan J. Frog.
Sure.
We've got
Jimmy from Heathcliff.
We've got, well, are we counting toads?
Toads are frogs, yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Toad.
Which one's Mr. Toad?
Mr. Toad's in all the, like, he's in the little books. He wears a little suit usually.
Yeah, but aren't there 2 of them? I don't know if I want to do top 5 fictional frogs necessarily. We did.
Well, we could just do it really quick. Basically are just going to think of 5 frogs.
Can we think of? Okay,
so we've got Kermit, Michigan J. Frog, Mr. Toad,
Jimmy,
and Frogger.
Frogger. Is Frogger even the frog's name? It's the name of the game.
Frogger
what about the Battletoads? Maybe
Frog from Frog and Toad.
Frog from Frog and Toad.
Yeah.
Well, what about Toad?
Okay, maybe both of them. Maybe both of them.
What about evil Kermit?
Kermit. I am Kermit. What is that one's name? Constantine. Okay, so Kermit, Constantine, Michigan J, Frog.
Okay, I just went to Google and typed frogs in fiction.
Wait. So we've got 3 already. We've got Constantine, Kermit, Michigan J. Frog.
We've got Jimmy.
I feel like this needs to be a top 6 because it has to be Frog and Toad.
Frog and Toad just count as one, maybe.
Yeah.
Crazy Frog?
No.
Okay.
Okay, new category.
Okay, different category. What's something we haven't, like, we've done movies, we've done certain kinds of movies, we've done certain kinds of animals, we've done,
top 5 silly voices to do.
Top 5 silly voices to do.
Yeah,
okay.
Most fun voices, like my wife.
Okay, so you're saying Borat is
yeah, I'm not saying that's one of them, but I'm giving that as an example. Or I am Kermit.
It's me, Mario. I feel like Mario's. Maybe it's top 5 like easy voices that everyone can do.
Yeah.
My wife. It's me.
I'm Mario. I am Kermit.
Kermit. I don't know if that one's as iconic, maybe, but it's fine, I guess.
It's going on the list because I love it. Can we think of any others? Maybe just like a stereotypical Cheerio, governor.
Okay, like an
Eliza Doolittle type character,
or a Dick Van Dyke kind of fake British.
Yeah.
Shine your shoes, governor. What about like a stereotypical old man voice?
I think you enjoy that more than the average person does.
Maybe.
I feel like you've brought up several times wanting to talk like an old person.
Maybe
you're looking forward to it.
Maybe. I'm just going to start talking like that at a certain point, just like as a joke, and then just that'll become how I actually talk.
But Keanu Reeves.
Whoa, I know Kung Fu. I don't know if people actually do a good voice for that, though.
Or just like a surfer dude. Whoa, dude, totally gnarly.
Whoa, dude. Or like a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, I don't think that's it.
Well, I mean, that's just
I don't think that should be our
a version of surfer dude, I guess.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I don't think that should be our 5th one, is what I mean.
Yeah.
Is there another iconic? Oh, Austin Powers is probably one people enjoy doing.
Or like Fat Bastard.
Oh, yeah.
Get in my belly.
Get in my belly.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Austin Powers stuff feels a little bit questionable at this point. Maybe some of the Fat Bastard's a big fat joke,
oh,
right?
Yeah. No.
So like...
I do think that people will just like say the get in my belly thing, like just as like I'm gonna eat some food.
Yeah, for sure. But like I don't know if I would want to include it on the list just because it's like,
Or how do I make you horny, baby? Randy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Well, good.
Okay. I guess that's that list.
Is this a good note to end on?
Well, I feel like I don't know if we found like a really good one, but I don't know. How about something like really specific? A top 5, something really specific, like, I don't know. Top 5 times I scratched my butt today. I don't know. Just like trying to think of something really silly and specific.
Did you scratch your butt 5 times today?
No, I don't know. Probably not. But I'm just trying to think of, something along those lines.
No, I want to do that one.
Okay, well, there was at 9:03 a.m.
You wrote it down in your journal.
Yeah. And then the one at 9:04 a.m. was actually quite good as well. So I'm going to have to include that.
Okay, I think that's a good note to end
All
on.
right, sure, fine. All right, do you want to do our social media?
Yeah, so you can find all of our links to our social media on our website, which is coolpodcast.website. And you can email us your ideas at ideas@coolpodcast.website. Please send us your ideas. We want to talk about them. We want to talk about more than just our ideas. And we want to give you a shout out because we think you're great. Also, you can follow us on Instagram at WhatShouldPod. We are also on Facebook and YouTube. Just search What Should Our Podcast Be About? Miles has been making some really great shorts, which we post on Instagram and on our YouTube channel. And that is it. That's all I got.
Welcome to What Should Our Outro Be About? The outro where we try to figure out what this outro that you're listening to right now should be about. I'm still here.
And I'm also still here.
I actually have a few different ideas this time.
Oh, good, because I don't, as usual, did not prepare for this one.
One is I have a couple of weird animal facts that I'm going to tell you regardless of if this is what we do for the outro.
Okay. Animal facts against my will.
Against your will. Number one, chickens have claws on their wings.
No, they don't.
They do.
What?
They have little claws, and actually a lot of birds have little claws on their wings.
Huh.
And you never knew that because they're fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, they have a little claw on their wings. And that's weird. There's a kind of bird that actually still uses the claws on its wings when it's a baby to be able to like climb up trees and stuff, which is kind of crazy. I forget what
Just
it's
like
called.
like a little dragon.
Basically, yeah, like a little dragon. And then the other animal fact I've written down is: are you aware of an animal called a binturong,
I am not.
aka a bear cat?
No.
They're called bear cats because they kind of look like bears and kind of look like cats.
How am I not aware of this animal?
I don't know. I vaguely was aware of them before I watched a video about them on YouTube, but it turns out that I think they live in Southeast Asia again, like the flying snakes. So you probably won't visit them. But if you did, you would go into where they live and you would smell buttered popcorn because their pee smells like hot buttered popcorn.
What?
Yep.
That's so weird.
There's a chemical in their pee that they don't know why it's in there, but it smells like the stuff that's in hot buttered popcorn, and it smells like popcorn.
That's very strange.
Yeah. So those are a couple of animal facts. Another thing I had was, I don't know that this is, I've been trying to think of like, since we started this podcast, ways to like abbreviate the name because it's long, and WSOBSPA or whatever it is, or SW, what should WSOPBA, right, is awkward.
Wasapa.
Yeah, wasapa. It's nothing. But I was looking at it because I was designing our YouTube banner. And if you look at the words with two on a line, what should our podcast be about? And then you look at the letters vertically, you get WABSPA.
WABSPA.
And that was kind of funny to me. I don't know if that's anything we can do anything with. But WABSPA.
So your second idea is WABSPA. Is that anything?
Is that anything? Yes, basically.
Well, I think I'm going to go with the bird facts.
Well, that was all I had. And I already said the facts, I guess. So I guess we are done then. All right. Thanks for listening. We're sorry and we won't do better next time.
Bye.
What was that podcast about? I'm trying to figure it out. Didn't catch what that was about.